Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where today we have a replay sent in by DeAThBLaDESTaN, and he is in the NM116. And this is the map Razanai, which can be an excellent map if the teams play it right. It can also be a bit of a YOLO map as well. I found this one can be a bit hit and miss. And what I find is the top left spawn, the northeastern spawn, can either all rush down the 1-2 line and go to the castle, and the southeastern spawn can all rush up the 9-0 line and then flood across the AB line and cap out within the first 3 minutes of the game. So that can happen, but then you can also have games like this where the team splits. Now this game doesn't pick up for the first few minutes, so we'll just take some time to talk about what the NM is. The NM is a fantastic tank destroyer in Era 1. It's basically a Chaffee with a 90mm gun. And this 90mm gun, even though this is a small tank, this gun can be quite vicious. Just because you think it looks small doesn't mean that it's not potent. So, they say some small things come in... Big things can come in small packages. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, the NM116, it is a good Era 1 tank destroyer. If you don't have one, I would recommend you get one. It has been in the game for quite a while though. This isn't a new premium. This is, I want to say this is one of the first premiums we had in Cold War. Could be wrong about that, but this one has been in the game a long time. And like I've said already, it is a very good tank. So at the moment, we are coming up to 2 minutes in the game. And DeAthBLaDESTaN hasn't done a thing. No spotting, no assist, no damage, nothing. So you might think, what on earth is going on? Well, I take that back. There's his first shot of damage. Very lucky there with the snap. That's typical, isn't it? You don't aim, you penetrate, and oh, he went off of something there, didn't he? You don't aim, you penetrate, you aim, and you bounce. That's just how it goes, isn't it? So straight away, now that the action has started, Stan has switched to... Oh, he's switching ammunition types again. What's he on now? He's gone back to armor piercing. So the NM fires standard armor piercing, it fires heat, and it fires high explosive. In Era 1, that is a pretty good combination. And the reason that that's a good combination is because Era 1 doesn't really have many spaced armor tanks. So you can get away with using heat. And with the way Stan's team is playing this map right now, he's in a great position. This doesn't, as many of you will know, this doesn't happen very often. It's not very often that you can sit on this perch and get away with it. But in this example, he is able to, and he takes out the first 4005, of which there are four 4005s on the enemy team and only 2 on his team. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole 4005 debate, but I will say that this game is a good example of, just because there are quite a few 4005s on the enemy team, does not mean it's a guaranteed loss. It does not mean that the balancing of the teams is off. It doesn't mean any of those things. And this game is a very good example. So here we are. We're coming up to 4 minutes in the game right now. And the difference between 2 minutes into the game being on 0 damage and 4 minutes into the game, he is now on 1834 damage, which is pretty respectable, especially given he hasn't really moved that much in the map. On the map, he's basically spent most of the game sitting in E3, and sometimes that can work. His team has taken the castle behind him. He doesn't need to worry about that. There's a heavy sitting all the way down on K2, so he knows there's nothing there. He's got 2 mediums sat behind him within the castle walls, so he knows there's nothing there. He can sit here very, very comfortably and just put shot after shot after shot out, because their team has done exactly what you'd want them to do, which is leave the cover of the 9-0 line further to the east, and they're now exposing themselves in the northeastern corner of the map, because it's basically just open field. And the other advantage that Stan has got from this position is he is firing through cover. Every single shot is firing through cover. So even if the target he shoots decides to stop and to try and figure out where they're being shot from, they won't be able to see, because he's firing from cover and he's in a tank destroyer, which means he's got excellent concealment and he's not getting spotted. So there you go. Right, we are now halfway through this game. Look at the teams. Good shot, sir. That was a 3 versus 8. There are 3 4005s left alive, and that Conway. Now, those odds you might think, that's not great. But there's a reason this replay is being shown. Just watch and see how the enemy team just does not capitalize on the advantage they've got. It's more than 2-to-1 odds at this point. Stan hasn't really moved. The medium behind him that's supporting him hasn't really moved. Great shot out on the Batchat 25. Stan finishes off the Batchat 25T. So again, if you've got superior numbers, it's easy to think, oh, you know, no worries, I can just handle a situation. Don't go in one at a time. 4005 there. Again, you might think, oh, it's a 4005. He missed. And Stan here, doing exactly what you should do against the 4005 that's reloading. Rush them. Because they're reloading, you want to use your mobility to get up close to them. Especially in this situation, you do not want to allow them the time to reload. And here we are. There's the final shot on the 4005. If they fire and they miss and you're within close range, rushing them isn't a bad idea, because their turrets don't traverse fully. And that is why you can take advantage of a reloading 4005. So now there's one of theirs on the cap. The odds are now down to 3 versus 4 when it was 3 versus 8. His team's doing a great job here. Lorraine 40T there with its back end exposed. There's a heavy going to reset the cap, which I believe is... I don't know what... we can't see what that tank destroyer is, but here we are. Okay, that shot in the back was a very low roll, so that tells me that's the Conway. It's the Conway on the cap. The friendly heavy is going to reset. It's still 3 versus 4. We've got an M47 in front of us here, which does have a cupola that you can pen, but you do need to hit it, and that's not always an easy shot. What's that one there? That is the Lorraine 40T, who is... I was just about to say that's not quite a one-shot, and there we go. Not quite a one-shot. Stan is almost a one-shot himself. I reckon if he gets hit by a heavy, he's dead. But there are no heavies on their team. If the Conway hits him, he's dead. The M47 and the Lorraine, maybe not. Aiming for the cupola of the M47 there, that is a smart move. Didn't penetrate, so he's switching back to heat rounds, which gives you a little extra penetration, which in this situation you'll need. Don't know what the Lorraine was doing there. Oh. But did you see that? Did you see that just there? That... He's lucky that didn't hit, because that's a 4005. But here we are. He is being brave now. Auto-locking the well, what was hopefully the last shot on the M47, and he stands doing what I sometimes do. Auto-locking the kill shot. It's a bad habit of mine. I'm really trying to break that habit, because so many times I've missed the kill shot because I just auto-locked. I don't recommend you do that, as you saw in this example, but fortunately Stan was able to get a slight nudge, and the last 4 hit points of the M47 evaporated. For his 6th kill. 6 kills. And keep in mind, he's got 6 kills, and for the first 2 minutes of the game he'd done nothing. Absolutely nothing, and he's just shy of 6,000 damage. But he is a one-shot, and it is a 4005 that's left alive. So what's he going to do? There we go, the 4005 is spotted. He has sensibly got high explosive loaded, because all you need to do is shoot the turret of a 4005 and you'll do maximum high explosive damage. First shot goes out, 366, that's not too bad. And, oh, very, very nice. 366, and I think that was 400 and something. That was a very nice high roll at the end there. So, DeAThBLaDESTAN in the NM116, getting MVP with 6,723 damage and 6 kills. That is a fantastic result, and very, very well played. He didn't have to use much of the map. Almost 2 marked it there. That is a fantastic result. So, DeAThBLaDESTAN, thank you very much for sending in that replay. That was a fantastic game. Unusual that your team took the south side of the map and allowed you to take that position. Fantastic way of using the map and not rushing around with your team. You held the position well, you put the sniping shots out, and you earned yourself 6 kills and 6,000 whatever it was damage. So very well played, sir. Thank you very much for sending that in. That was a great game to watch. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and as always, yeah, that's all I've got. So if you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, if not a dislike, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.